Let's go! Huh? What? So, as we know, the new WRX did not get off to a good start with enthusiasts, with some rather controversial styling, to put it nicely. And, it's left a bad taste in Subaru fans' mouth. And it did in mine initially, but when I looked at the specs, when I looked at what was different with it, I was actually pretty hopeful. I was hopeful because it felt like a step in the right direction. Like you were getting a slightly altered and refined iteration of the previous model. You genuinely had a whole new car. And talking about new, let's talk about the new engine. Now, Subaru said goodbye with its previous 2-liter F820, which I have in my legacy, so I can't tell people it's a WRX engine anymore. No! But it's now a 2.4-liter F824, and higher displacement means higher power. It's still not as much displacement as the EJ25, but it is higher displacement nonetheless. Now you may be asking, how much horsepower do you get out of this higher displacement engine? 300, 310, 270, which is a whopping 3 more horsepower than the last model, which is pretty disappointing, to be honest, until you take into account all the further tightening environmental regulations on the new cars. And what I think they did with this engine is tuned it extremely conservatively. I think they purposely tuned it extremely conservatively and increased the displacement in order for the tunability, aftermarket tunability of the cars, which they know that almost everyone either sticks a curb access port on it or does some kind of tuning to the car. And I think they took that into account, and that's what they had in mind when building this new engine, which is very good. Now the next big change is with the transmission. Now, of course, it's a WRX, you can still get it in a 5-speed manual, which I think a lot of people will do. However, if the premium performance focused GT model, you can now get a Subaru Performance transmission. What is that, you say? Dual clutch, single clutch? No, it's a CVT. And if you know anything about the older CVTs, you know they're taking 2 business days to shift.
An eternity later.
Yeah. But Subaru, the reason for them calling this the Subaru Performance transmission is that they've completely revamped the CVT and have now made it snappier and better in every way, and don't want it to get grouped in with the negative connotation a CVT already has in this industry. I've seen it on test on track, and from what I understand, it does work very well. And yeah, now you can buy a actually good functioning automatic transmission in a Subaru, if that's what you like. To be honest, I'm not really that concerned with the looks of it, as I think it will grow on anyone, plus it will get facelifted. Every single WRX generation had some kind of negative connotation towards it with regards to its looks. I think it's new. I think anything that's different will receive some eyeballs. I mean, look at the G80 M3. Everyone hated it, people still despise it, but the general consensus I'm getting is now people love it. And I think that's what's going to happen with this car. And from Subaru, they actually said that's what happened with all the cars. Meaning, when the bug-eyed WRX came out, people said it was ugly, it looked bad, and look how it looks today. Absolutely fucking gorgeous. Now, the fact that Subaru actually tried to change up the engine and the formula gave me hope for the future. I think we hadn't had the same car for the past decade, which is not inherently a bad thing, as the older cars were amazing and I have no issue driving one for the rest of my life. But you know, you need to get with the times. When other manufacturers like Toyota, Volkswagen offering similar cars at the price point and are doing it better than you, it kind of, you know, we love Subaru. We want them to be competitive. We are fine with driving the same car for the rest of our lives, but we also want there to be a car that will beat other brands because we want our brand to be the best. Therefore, it gave me hope that, you know, Subaru is going into the right direction and we will have another timeless classic of a car in the near future. And that hope was shot down right in front of me a few days ago. Yes, Subaru have announced there will be no STI variant for the new platform, which sucks because while the new WRX has its flaws, I think an STI variant will perpetuate its good features and kind of negate its flaws, which is really just styling, really. And if you look at some concepts for a new production STI, they are absolutely flicking. And it sucks that it's not gonna become a reality in the future. I just feel like these times are trying times for car enthusiasts, as brands are trying to balance profits, environmental concerns, and give us what we want. And the fact that we're not gonna get an old school STI, internal combustion engine STI, it sucks, and we're not gonna get one for a long time. Subaru are exploring electrification or hybrid. However, that technology is gonna be far to come. And it generally feels like one step in the right direction with Subaru nowadays is just 2 steps in the wrong direction, to be honest. And we'll have to wait and see, but it does suck. Having said that, however, it's not gonna be the end, as I think the new hybrid edition STIs will be absolute weapons. It's kind of a blank slate for Subaru to kind of reinvent its brand, reinvent its performance car image, really and truly. And I'm excited. I feel they can do it, and I think it's the new STIs, whenever they will come, will be absolute weapons. Said that, in the here and now, I'm excited to see what horsepower numbers these new WRXs make under tuning. I'm excited to see what Cobb has, what Grim Speed has. I'm excited because I think these are still the WRXs we love, and I think we're gonna enjoy the last outgoing internal combustion engine Subarus until they come out with hybrid or electric. And like I said, this car is a step in the right direction, and with some aftermarket support, I think it could revitalize the love we once had for these cars, or still have for these cars, to be honest. Now, while I still love internal combustion engine cars, I don't discount the fact that electric cars or hybrid cars could be a load of fun and extremely enjoyable. And that's just my thoughts on it, but I want to hear your reactions. What do y'all think about a new hybrid / electric WRX STI?